Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. This month, we're going to talk about animal characters. And the beginner one is yang, sheep. This is one of the characters that got incorporated in multiple different expressions. So here are some examples, and got incorporated in different characters of some pretty profound meanings, such as beauty, may, and moral, yi. So this character, this animal in Chinese culture holds kind of a significance in our understanding, in our depicting of human qualities, because it's associated with how we look, how we behave, our moral sense, right? It all came down to the yang, sheep, or lamb as a meat source in the earlier societies, these agrarian societies, when even hunter-gatherer societies, when we have different meat sources that, we don't really have an industry back then yet. So whatever meat we can come across, besides the hunting part, right, that's undeterminable. But if we manage to domesticate some animals, there are different types of meat that kind of in our control, right? Sheep was regarded as the premium meat, and therefore it was used in sacrifice, just like in Christian culture, right? Lamb meat was regarded as the expression of humans. This is our best of meat, and we use that to do this deal negotiation with divinity. So sheep, the character by itself, extract the main features of how a sheep would look like. Basically, it's two horns and the fluffy hairs. So Chinese character in this 2D frame absolutely have a sense of gravity as well, because we have this draping down, we have plant going up, we have root going down, and we have like a fabric draping down. Definitely have a sense of gravity shown in characters. So when it's going horizontal, going horizontal is kind of anti-gravity because it's not draping. So it shows the furs of the wool around the lamb. When we take it down, it's wool. Before we shave it, it's furs on the lamb. So the horns and the fluffy fur from the lamb is the main feature of this animal. And you can see the 4 little legs were abstracted into just one to show it standing. And this is a frontal view of how the lamb would look like. So I would say it's a good abstraction, not so complicated, but capture the main feature. So if you're alien culture visiting the planet and you want to match what this abstraction mean to the things running around on this planet, probably you can make this connection, right? Okay, so I would regard that a successful representation. So the characters, these I'm showing you, are how the lamb was incorporated to make meaning. So Chinese is kind of like a Lego. They have different pieces of their core meanings, right? And each piece, this character, depends on the context, may create different stories, just like in different storytelling. And then once it's incorporated into other characters, it has a constant character itself, but it's coexisting with other components, other Lego pieces. So when different pieces composite to create a new meaning, and then you can sort of, that's what I'm doing here, unpacking and to see how this one character carry over to the other meanings, other settings. So this may is how sheep or lamb plus the big concept, big lamb, And in ancient society, food security is the main thing, right? Just like when we express have and have not with have meat or have not meat, that's a major survival thing. And big lamb simply means lamb is already premium meat, right? And when it's sizable, when its volume is big, right? That means it's super good. You not only have the quality, you have the quantity as well. And combined together, that's our sense of food security. And that gives us satisfaction, and that extend into the concept of beauty. You can see, on a survival scale, whatever would provide us with that food security, we would, likely to associate that with even aesthetic value, even if it begins with the survival instinct. Okay, this one E is this lamb that's humans, not human, animal sacrifice meat, plus the weaponry, each in two hands, the sharpie edges are this weaponry supposedly, and two of such weaponry combined together to mean the concept of me. Apparently, me in ancient society would probably represent the draftable young man able to fight for or defend for your tribe. So that's the concept of me. And this me in its, warrior form, plus the lamb as its sacrifice. So almost have a sense of me as part of the community. Sometimes I have to act as the lamb to sacrifice for the survival of my tribe. And that's the moral standards back then. And eventually this character associated with moral. So here are just examples to show you how this one character merge or blend to create other concepts. And then we have other stories like Wang Yang Bu Lao. Wow, it's getting long. That about yang in here is a major property. So apparently, lamb herding was a major farming, or do you regard it as herding? Okay, so it's not a cowboy, it's a lamb boy kind of thing, right? That you own many of that, and the story goes when you have the boundary broken into and the lamb was stolen by wolf, wild animal, or your neighbors, whoever, you discover that you have a loss of property, and then you're going to stop that by patch up the boundary. So that shows yang in this context as the major property or asset. And here, 顺手牵羊 is the same. It came from the one of the 36 stratagem that when you're in war, it's almost like a pillage is encouraged. When you go to the other tribe or village, you're going to take whatever you can grab on the battlefield, like through that, pillage that village to get whatever property, especially the lamb over there. So we can see that because it's a major, I guess, war logistics supply as well. It's protein meat. And 挂羊头卖狗肉 is kind of civil life now. It's about the marketplace when you are selling the lamb. No, when you are selling the dog meat, actually. Dogs used to be one meat source, I guess, not currently in a major way, but I guess back in ancient society, dog meat was there on the market and actually advertised as the lamb meat, because lamb meat is the premium meat and dog meat is not as rare, therefore the pricing is not that good, right? So for merchants who does that, of course, will eventually lose credibility, but that's the bait and switch strategy. So all three examples are showing lamb was a treasured meat source or asset or property or commodity back then. And so here you go, the beginning character, Yang. Thank you for your time. See you another day.